Hey everyone, welcome to Vet Treasure. First of all, I'm sorry for being so inconsistent for the past few months as I was having my first year final exams and my practicals. So in this video, we are going to discuss about the syllabus of first professional year for the course BVSc and AH. So the first professional year has three subjects: veterinary anatomy, veterinary physiology and livestock production management, also called LPM. These are the credit hours for each subject. I'll describe what is credit hour in the next page. So credit hour basically means the number of classes in a week. It consists of both theory and practical classes. The number of classes will be for each subject. So, for example, the first part in the credit hour indicates the theory classes and the second part indicates the practical classes. In veterinary anatomy, the credit hours is 4 plus 3, where 4 indicates the number of theory classes and 3 is for practical class. For veterinary anatomy, we have 4 plus 3 classes, that equals 7. For veterinary physiology, we have 4 plus 1 classes equals 5. And for livestock production and management, we have 4 plus 2 classes, that means 6 classes in a week. So the total theory classes is 12 and practical classes is 6. The total credit hour in a week is 18. Now speaking about the different subjects, in veterinary anatomy we have 4 plus 3 credit hour and there are total 8 units. In unit 1 we have general osteology, arthrology and myology. Osteology means the study of bones. Arthrology or syndesmology means the study of joints and myology means the study of muscles. In osteology, we study about the classification of skeleton, classification and formation of bones, and in arthrology, we studied about the various types of joints and the types of movements they provide. In myology, we study about muscles, their origin, insertion, and the tendon and ligaments associated with the muscles. The next part is general angiology, neurology, and anesthesiology. Angiology deals with the study of heart and blood vessels, so we can call it CVS, that means cardiovascular system. Neurology means the study of nervous system, and anesthesiology means the study of sense organs like eye and ear. In angiology, we will study about the structure of heart and distribution of different blood vessels and lymph vessels. We will study about systemic and pulmonary circulation and the venous system of the body. In neurology, we study about the different parts of the brain and spinal cord and how they transmit impulses and how any action is carried out. In anesthesiology, we will study about the mechanism of vision and hearing. We will study about eye and ear and the structures involved with them. Now coming to the next part of first unit, it is general splanchnology, which means the study of visceral organs in the body. In this unit, we study about the boundaries of different cavities in the body, which include thoracic cavity, abdominal cavity, and pelvic cavity. The abdominal cavity is the largest cavity inside the body. And here we study about the different organs associated with digestive, respiratory, urinary, endocrine, and reproductive systems. Second unit deals with forelimb, where we study about the bones of the forelimb like scapula, humerus, radius, ulna, and the differences in various species. The difference between the structures of one species and another species is called comparative anatomy. And we'll also study about the muscles, joints, and blood vessels, nerve supply associated with the forelimb. We'll also study about the various types of nerve blocks in that area, which is the clinical approach. In Unit 3 is head and neck. Here we study about the cranial and facial bones, cervical vertebra and the differences in various species like horse, dog, pig, and fowl. We also study about the boundaries of oral, orbital, and cranial cavities, study of paranasal sinuses in different species, and also about the organs in the mouth like tongue, and we'll study about the teeth, hard palate, soft palate, pharynx, salivary glands, trachea, and esophagus. We'll also study about guttural pouches in horses and importance of corneal nerve and superficial temporal artery in amputation of horn in cattle. Unit 4 is thorax, where we study about the thoracic vertebra, ribs, sternum, and differences in various species. And we'll study about the organ in thoracic cavity, which is mainly the lungs, and we'll study about and heart, and we'll study about oscillation and percussion site of heart and lungs. Unit 5 is abdomen, where we study the bones of abdomen like lumbar vertebra and the differences in various species. We also study about the joints and special ligaments and blood vessels in the abdomen region. For example, the blood supply to abdomen is by abdominal aorta and the main artery is celiac artery. And we'll study about the peritoneal reflections and organs of digestive, urinary, and reproductive system present in the abdomen. The unit 6 consists of hind limb and pelvis. Here we study about the bone of pelvis, that is os coxae, and that of hind limb like femur, tibia, fibula, patella, and metatarsals of the hind limb. And we'll also study about the blood vessels, lymph nodes, and nerves of the hind limb and pelvis. We study about peritoneal reflections of pelvic region and the organs associated with the pelvic cavity. Unit 7 and Unit 8 consist of cytology and histology. Unit 8 is about embryology. Cytology means the study of cells, where we study about structure of cell, cell functions, and study of basic tissue like epithelium, connective tissue, muscular tissue, and nervous tissue. We study which organ is composed of what type of tissue. Study of tissue is called histology. Talking about embryology, which means the development of an organism, here we study about fertilization and how a single zygote will be formed into a multicellular organism by various divisions like cleavage and various processes like gastrulation and formation of different germ layers. Now I'll talk about veterinary physiology, which has 4 plus 1 credit hours. It has total of 4 units, which are Unit 1 that consists of blood, cardiovascular system, nervous and muscular system. In blood, we study about the properties of blood as a body fluid, metabolism and fate of RBC, formation of RBC and hemoglobin, and their degradation. In heart, we study about morphology and the conduction system of the heart and how the heart rate is regulated by intrinsic and extrinsic mechanism. And here we also study about the muscle physiology, which takes into account the structure of muscle and the various units involved. We speak about the excitation and contraction ability of muscles, resting membrane potential, and in nervous system we speak about the degeneration, regeneration, polarization, depolarization, and the conduction of nerve impulses through the nerve ending. Here we learn about the mechanism of hearing and vision, like how the signals are transmitted through the optic and cochlear nerve to the parts of the brain where these are integrated into the sense of hearing and vision. The unit 2 consists of digestive and respiratory system, and we'll see the types of digestion in monogastric and polygastric animal. Polygastric animal will have more than one type of stomach or more than one compartment in the stomach, which are called ruminants. We'll see about the various organs involved in digestion and also about the glands that secrete various types of secretions and help in digestion. In respiratory system, we see about mechanism of breathing, transport of gases by the blood, fetal and neonatal oxygen transport, and the various dissociation curves, and we'll see the differences in the respiration in birds. Unit 3 is excretory and endocrine system. Excretion basically means the expulsion of waste material out of the body. We'll see how the waste material is formed and how it is filtered through the kidney and it is concentrated and then excreted out. In endocrine system, we see about the different glands and their secretion that are hormones, and we also see about the receptor and mechanism of regulation. Unit 4 is about reproduction, lactation, growth and environmental physiology. In reproduction, we see about the formation of various gametes like male gamete, that is sperm and ova in female. And we study about diagnosis of pregnancy, spermatogenic cycle, and in lactation we study about the mammary glands, the formation and development of alveoli, and the secretion of milk and maintenance of milk production. In growth chapter, we learn about neonatal and the growth after birth, the mechanism and the factors controlling growth, and how hormones are involved in growth, and also about the growth curve. In environmental physiology, we study about the effect of environment on various physiological and production aspects of the animals. In animal behavior, we study about the different types of behavior shown by animals like aggressive behavior, and the ability or the tendency to live in groups is called gregarious nature. We'll also see about the feeding behavior, maternal behavior, and thermoregulatory behavior in the animals. In this chapter, we also learn about how the animals communicate among themselves and how they learn and how their memory works. Now coming to LPM, it has 4 plus 2 credit hours and the total number of units is 9. Unit 1 is General Livestock Management, which deals with the population density of various species and the demographic distribution of different livestock and its role in Indian economy. We deal about the various terminology used in general and also about common farm management practices. We learn about vices, that are the bad behavior or bad habits shown by the animals. Second unit is fodder production and conservation. Fodder is the crop grown to feed the livestock, and we'll see what are the agronomical practices for the production of those crops and also about the soil and water conservation. Unit 3 is about livestock production management in ruminants. Ruminants are the four-stomached animals which have four compartmental stomach, that is rumen, reticulum, omasum and abomasum. Mainly the animals are cow, sheep and goat, and they are called compound stomach animal. We'll see about the different breeds of cattle, sheep and goat, their housing managements and the management during breeding, and in cow we'll see about milking and clean milk production and the use of different breeds of sheep and goat. Unit 4 is about zoo animal production and management. Here we'll learn about the different types of wild animals, how to restrain them, and the feeding behavior in the animals kept inside the zoo. We'll see about the floor space requirement and classification of zoo and the classification of wild animal. Unit 5 is animal welfare, where we see about different rules and acts that are used to protect the animals and to give them a safe environment to live. We'll see about the different animal rights and duty of a veterinarian in preventing crime against the animals. Unit 6 is poultry production and management. Poultry means the study of domestic birds like chicken, duck, turkey, quail. Here we learn about the classification of poultry, then the production, management, and we'll see about brooding, that is giving artificial heat to the birds in early stage of life, and we'll see the management practices. We also learn about the structure of the egg and biosecurity for the poultry. Biosecurity means giving protection to the birds. In Unit 7, we see about hatchery management like incubation and hatching of eggs, and we will also see about the vaccination schedule followed in different birds. Unit 8 deals with lab animals and pet animals. The lab animals are the ones used in various research purposes like mice, rat, rabbit, hamster, guinea pig. Here we see about the scope of farming of these animals, and in pet animal we see about dogs and cats and their proper management. In unit 9 is about swine or equine or camel and yak production. Swine refers to pig and equine refers to horse. Here we see about the managemental practices, feeding and housing of pigs and horses. Here we'll see how to manage the sow, that is the female pig, during farrowing, that is the act of giving birth, and we'll also see about camel production and various diseases seen in these animals. The next video is about how to study the different subjects efficiently for first year, and I am planning to take classes for the first year subjects very soon. Stay tuned. Thank you for watching. Keep supporting.